62-year-old Martha Acevedo is about to begin a long prison sentence for killing her husband, a man she claims abused her for years. ABC7 has been following the trial since it began Monday. We were there today as the jury came back with a 25-year sentence for her murder conviction. Acevedo admitted to court she used an apron to strangle Jose Acevedo. She said she did it after he punched her in the face and he passed out drunk. We spoke to both attorneys after the punishment was announced.
This is a tragedy, and this jury sent a message to battered women all over this town that whether you're a victim or a defendant, you're going to get screwed in this system. You're not going to get your fair shake.
Our office, the DA's office, and Mr. Esparza are highly committed to the prosecution of domestic violence. It's one of the things that we prosecute very strongly, and I know the whole office, that is a priority in the office.
Since we reported Acevedo's punishment on ABC 7 at 5, we've taken a much closer look at domestic violence as a whole.
We asked why some women like Acevedo take matters into their own hands. If you're in need of help, grab a pen and paper. We have an important number for you.
New at 6, we hear what ABC 7's Darren Hunt was able to find out. Darren?
Rick and Estella, I went to the El Paso Center Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence today, where thousands of women every year look for shelter or other help.
It's a tale of this is where things could possibly escalate to. If you don't leave this relationship, domestic violence will escalate to homicide.
And that appears to be what happened last year with a San Eli couple. Martha Acevedo admitting to strangling her husband with an apron after 40 years of alleged abuse.
We had 5 witnesses who tested, including his brother, during punishment, that admitted to seeing him hit or abuse her at some point in time.
It's important to realize and understand that every person who's experiencing domestic violence oftentimes feel trapped.
Everybody seems to believe that you can get out of it. You just need to lock the door, you need to get in the car, you need to drive to your sisters or your mothers, or in this case her children, and she's saved, and the bad guy just goes away like in the movies.
Many of them experience so many barriers to getting out of that relationship that they don't feel like they have any other option but to stay.
Acevedo's attorney said his client did reach out for help, but dropped the charges.
When they do the right thing and call the police, they end up in this courthouse where a good percentage of family violence assault cases are dismissed because eventually the manipulators the abusers get the women to drop charges.
Unless you've been in that situation, unless you've had all the resources stripped from you, unless you've had your self-esteem bombarded and no longer exists, that becomes really difficult.
Now, if you find yourself in an abusive relationship and in need of help or resources, call the crisis hotline. Here's that important number we told you about. It's 915-593-7300. Again, that's 593-7300. We'll post this number on our web story. Rick and Estelle.
There is help out there. Darren, thank you. And if you're heading out to